Hi, everybody. It's Natalie Ellis here with Esteemed Counseling and Consulting Services, and I hope you all are having a safe and healthy day. Just got to take it one day at a time. And so today, with some people who decided to join in through Zoom and through Instagram Live, I decided to go ahead and do it on Instagram Live as well. I'm just going to teach just a couple basic coping strategies that I use a lot with my clients. Again, we're going through a lot, right? So each and every individual is affected by all of this, with the virus, with the quarantine, and everything that's happening. So a lot of people are going through a lot. Hi for joining. And again, I just wanted to just share some basic coping strategies that I use a lot with clients to help us kind of work through what we got going on. Because it's important to understand that despite what's going on around us, all the chaos, that we are in control as much as we can with what we can control. There's obviously a lot of things we can't control, but there's definitely things that we can control, and a lot of that has to do with how we choose to manage the things that goes on around us. And so I want to make sure that people have some tools to do this, and this is what I do with clients, no matter how young or old, my 3-year-olds to my 70-year-olds. I do this with them, making sure they understand their breath, because that's something we always have with us, no matter what's going on. When I'm sitting in traffic, when I'm sitting in sessions and I start to get overwhelmed with whatever's going on, I always have my breath, because when we're upset, we could clearly know that our body's getting upset. And it's important that we become in tune with what's going on with us. Our body tells us, our mind tells us, we know. And so sometimes we may choose to ignore these things. We may choose not to pay attention. We may choose to dismiss it, which will take a toll after a while when we do that. So it's important that we're paying attention. It's important that we're aware of our body, of our mind, of our emotions, of everything that's happening with us. And so we're going to start with the breathing. And again, our breath is something we always have. And oftentimes, too, when we're upset, our breathing is labored. We're doing shallow breath. We're not breathing fully, right? And then when we're doing that, we're not getting enough oxygen into the body. And then it's just whatever the chaos or whatever the panic is just kind of getting worse. So not only now we can't breathe, we don't feel well, and then our mind is just going out of control. So noticing all of that, right? And so we notice it, we notice what's going on, and then we learn to slow down our breath. And to do that, it's a diaphragmatic breathing. And what it is, it's making sure that we're breathing all the way through our nose and that our breath goes all the way down to our diaphragm. Okay? That is going all the way down to our stomach. Our diaphragm is our stomach. And not only that, but as we're doing that, it's like you're filling your lungs up with oxygen. You're filling your body up with oxygen. So our stomach should actually be expanding. Okay? So it doesn't feel comfortable at first because we're not used to breathing that way. But as we're breathing in, and we could feel the oxygen going all the way down, and our stomach should be expanding out. Okay? It should be filling up our lungs and filling up our stomach with air. All right? So I want us to do that. We're going to take a deep breath in. Okay? And then hold it for a second, and then breathe out. So again, as we're breathing in, again, our stomach should be expanding. Okay? Breathe in. And this will take practice because, again, we're not used to breathing fully, right? We're not used to breathing all the way like this. And so, again, as we're doing this diaphragmatic breathing, we're breathing in through our nose and making sure the air is going all the way down through our lungs and all the way down to our diaphragm, our belly. And our belly should be expanding, right? It's like we could feel the breath coming all the way in. Okay, and then we breathe out through our mouth. Okay, we're breathing in through our nose. And we're breathing out through our mouth. Okay? So again, whenever you're in a state of panic, a state of chaos, whatever is happening to your body, if you just kind of take a moment and just stop everything and just take some deep breaths, your body will slow down. Your body will calm down. And in turn, your mind will also slow down and calm down, right? And so in those moments, taking the energy off of whatever's happening and just to focus on your body and calming the body down. All right, so I want us to do this for a few more times. Let's do 10 deep breaths. Okay? All right, so take a deep breath in. And then let it out. Breathe in. And then out. And again, it's up to you if you choose to close your eyes or not. Again, I do a lot of breathing, even in the middle of sessions. So obviously my eyes are open as I'm breathing in and out. And so anywhere I am, I make sure if I notice my body feels funny, I make sure I start breathing in and out. Okay? Even when the kids are out there doing whatever they're doing. So take a breath. Say about 4 more times. And breathe out. Breathe in again. Again, for those of you who's just joining in, when we're breathing in, we're making sure that we're breathing in through our nose, and we're making sure the breath is going all the way down through our lungs and to our stomach. Okay, all the way down to our diaphragm, our belly. At that point, our stomach should be expanding. Okay, and we're not comfortable doing this, and so it's going to take time. So making sure our stomach is expanding, and that lets us know we're bringing oxygen and air into the body. And that helps calm the body down. It helps calm the mind down. Because as we know too, when we're frustrated, upset, panicked, scared, again, we don't breathe properly, and we're not getting enough oxygen in the body properly either, right? And so just doing this eases the mind as well, right? Because what's the first thing when people are upset and the ambulance come in? What do? They put a mask, make sure people are breathing. This is it. We can do that for ourselves. We can put our oxygen max on to make sure, okay, it's calm, to make sure we're good. Okay, and this is how we do that. And you can do this anytime, anywhere. It's free. At this point, clean air is still free for us. Okay, we can still do clean air. So make sure we take advantage of the clean air that we still have. We have. Now we're going to be hopeful that we have. Okay. So, and breathe in this air and take deep breaths. All right. Again, all the way down. Breathe in through your nose, down your lungs, and into your diaphragm, and your stomach should be expanded. So that's the first part. I want you to do some breathing, and I want to make sure you guys do this. And you could do this, like I said, anytime, and it works wonders, whether you do it for a minute or 2 minutes. You could be at work, you could be anywhere. If you need a moment, just go take some breaths. All right. The other thing I wanted to add is us to do visualization. So visualization is a mental structure of an image, right? And so I use visualization also at times when I'm in sessions, because there's times I hear a lot of heavy things and I could feel the energy. I could feel the energy of those things just kind of take a weight. And for me, I feel things in my body when I'm stressed, when I'm upset, when I'm frustrated. I could automatically feel the weight on my shoulders, and it gets heavier and tight, and then it pulls on my chest, right? And so the minute I start to feel that, I have to do things to loosen it up, and I have to let my body know I'm okay, right? Because in those moments, your body is feeling stress, and so your brain is taking on that stress, and I have to then let my brain know I'm okay by making sure I'm breathing, and by giving my brain another visual, right? A mental, a calming thing. And so for you, it could be different for anybody what that image is. So for me, my image is the beach, because I love the water. And so when you think of your calming place, and that could be anything for anyone. So think of a place that's very calming to you, that's very soothing to you, that when you're there, you could really feel relaxed, right? And as you're thinking of this place, okay, we're going to incorporate all of our senses. It's important to incorporate all of our senses, because when we experience things with what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, how we're touching. So it's all of our senses that creates that experience for us. Okay? And which is why when we experience a traumatic event, at times we may not remember the event up here, but then the body and our senses remember, which is why you could have instances where you smell something and that smell brings a good thing, a good memory, or the smell brings something that's really icky and uncomfortable, right? Or you could see somebody that reminds you of somebody else, and then you're not really sure what all that's about, but then the resemblance of that creates a feeling for you, good or bad. The same thing with foods we eat, the same thing with things, with everything in regards to our senses, right? So we don't just recall things in our cognitive memory, in the memory up here. All of our body, all of our senses is remembering that event, right? And so with that being said, when we're trying to create a visual, a cognitive, a mental note of an image, you want to incorporate as much of the senses of that image with that image, right? So when I'm at the beach, I'm seeing the blue ocean. You know, I'm looking at the blue ocean. So I see blue, the blue sky. I feel the warmth. I imagine the warmth of the sun on my face. I feel the warmth on my face. I smell the ocean. I see the birds. I hear the birds, the sounds of the birds. So you want to make sure that in your image, you're seeing things that brings comfort. You're hearing things that brings comfort. You're smelling things that smells good to you, that brings comfort. And so you want to make that image come to life, okay? Because in that moment of stress, in that moment of anxiety, of fear, of frustration, of whatever it is you got going on, your brain is thinking you're in danger, right? Because you could be fine one minute, and then here we are, we watch the news, and then, my God, death toll went up. Oh, Lord, death. Oh, my God. Now I'm in danger. Now I'm feeling all this frustration. I'm feeling all this fear, right? And the body doesn't know the difference, right? So now our body's responding, we're reacting to it. But the reality is we're okay. The reality is we're okay, right? Now we got to let the brain know I'm okay. And to do that, visualization is a great way to kind of let the brain know. Okay, so now we got to put another image. Okay, let me give something calming to the brain. And just that quickly, once you start to incorporate that positive image, that calming image, whatever that is for you, your body starts to calm down again. The brain starts to get back to normal. Oh, okay, it's okay. And again, this is work, right? It's not easy, right? It has to be intentional. We have to do these things intentionally, because it's easy to say, you know what, it ain't working, nothing's working, because we're frustrated. So, but it does work, and there are research. There's evidence that these things work. And for myself, I know for sure those things work. I could take a ton off, just as much as a ton of weight could come on me after I hear something or see something or experience something. In that same breath, I could take that weight off by doing a lot of different things, right? So there has to be a multiple of tools that we're doing, but we can take that weight off. So yes, so we're going to do the breathing as well as the visualization. So I want each of you to kind of imagine for yourself what that image is for you. And so for me, like I said, it's the beach. And like I said, the sky, I see what I see in terms of the blue sky, the blue ocean, birds flying around. I hear the birds. I smell the ocean. I feel the breeze on my face. Usually I'm drinking something fruity, something pina colada fruity. So I taste that too. I'm tasting that. So I put all that in my head, and then I'm breathing. Okay? So I want you to we're going to take another deep breaths, but this time when you're taking deep breath, I want you to incorporate your visualization in there, okay, and whatever that is for you, okay? So whoever's out there, share, just give me a word in regards to your visualization. So for me, my word is the beach. And so somebody in Zoom, what's your word? What are some of yours?
I guess nature.
Nature. That's a good one, right? So you see the trees, which is why I came out. I figured it's best to probably do it outside. My house is too dark. It gets stuffy. So I came outside, the trees, the blue sky, right? And then the sound of the birds, the sounds of, some people, there's streams of water that might be somewhere. And so just kind of imagine all that, right? Anybody else? What other type of visuals that they have? All right, so I have some people again, nature again, the park, right? So whatever those things are for you, just kind of imagine that. So again, we're going to imagine that with the river, light, right? So there's another coping mechanism I use with light that I'll teach. I'll teach also one day. So I want you to just again imagine whatever that visual is for you, and again incorporating all of your senses: what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you touch, and what you smell. All right. So incorporating it in there, and then we're going to take some deep breaths. And remember, deep breath through your nose, down your diaphragm. Okay, and making sure your belly expands, because that's how we know that we're bringing oxygen all the way down to our belly. Okay, so we're going to do that for a few minutes. Ooh, this relaxing. So every time I think of the beach, I just have to smile, because I can't wait to get back to that. All right, and just kind of just makes things just a little bit lighter as you're doing that, right? And so again, these are things. These two, just doing these two things, are things that we have, and you could do that anytime, any moment, in the middle of whatever's going on. Just kind of take a moment and just breathe, and just kind of get to your calm place, your happy place, your safe place, whatever that place is for you that you need, and just kind of get there. Okay? So hopefully this was helpful for everybody. Right? So thank you guys for joining me today. Right? And you are welcome. You are welcome. Anytime, you guys know how to DM me, how to contact me, so definitely reach out. This is not a time to isolate, to bury anything. This is a time to definitely get things out. Like I've been saying to people, own your emotions, own your feelings. I know it's not easy. You know, I think now I'm finally getting my bearing, even though I've been at home for 2 weeks, but I didn't realize how exhausting working from home. I was exhausted. All I do is sit on the couch at this point, but I was tired between sessions. I'm like, let me take a quick nap. Oh my gosh! But I think I'm finally getting my bearing, get myself on a schedule, get a routine and structure going for me, because we don't know how long this is going to be for, right? So that's the other thing. So we don't want to get into a bad pattern, a negative pattern. And so we've had about a few weeks now, some of us, to adjust to this. So now is the time to figure out, okay, what's the plan? What's my normal need to look like from this point forward, at least in the meantime. And so if you're exercising, if you haven't exercised, get back to exercising. There's lots of virtual classes out there. There's lots of people doing live programs out there. There's lots of stuff out there that we could take advantage of, and we definitely need to take the initiative and be intentional with doing that. So that's all that I have for you guys for today. So just definitely do some breathing, and you could be intentional also with your breath, meaning you're intentionally breathing in the things that you want and saying that, right? So for me, a lot of times it's breathe in calmness, and breathe out chaos, right? So depending on what's going on with me, I breathe in, I want to breathe in calmness, and I want to breathe out chaos. All right, so breathe in calmness, clarity, and breathe out confusion. So lots of different things you could do. Whatever that intention is for you in those moments, be intentional with what you want to breathe in, breathe life into you, and what you want to release. Okay? All right. So thank you guys, and see you next time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
That was cool. I enjoyed that.
Thank you guys.